Businesses that fail to adapt to changing market conditions ultimately fail. Pepsi's controversial commercial campaign that featured Kendall Jenner and Bernice King, Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter, fared worse financially after these branding modifications were implemented, despite the fact that it may be an investment opportunity worth $1 billion that the largest hedge funds in the world are ignoring. Anheuser-Busch's attempt to disassociate themselves from the contentious marketing campaign failed when progressive consumers also started boycotting the product. Anheuser-Busch's Bud Light association with Dylan Mulvaney generated anger from conservatives, who boycotted the brand in protest. Hello and welcome back to the Financial Fortune YouTube channel, your trusted source for insightful discussions on the intersection of business and social trends. In today's video, we tackle a hotly debated topic that has gained significant attention in recent years: the question of whether woke businesses actually go broke. Prepare for a thought-provoking exploration as we delve into the impact of social activism and corporate responsibility on a company's bottom line. Let's dive into the fascinating world of socially conscious business practices and uncover the truth behind the popular saying, "Do woke businesses really go broke?" The choice made by Bud Light to put rainbows on their cans resulted in a sales slump during the month of May, which cost Anheuser-Busch around $60 million. Additionally, the move allowed Miller Lite, Coors Light, and Modelo Especial to surpass Bud Light as the best-selling beer in the United States. Customers are becoming more conscious of the social messaging that firms provide and are reacting badly to it. As a result, businesses should refrain from making their products a political statement and should refrain from investing depending on the wokeness of their employees. The first reason that businesses appear to be making these terrible PR mistakes is that they are failing to adapt their marketing strategies to new platforms that allow for unpredictable audience engagement. User-generated social media and content platforms have become an important tool in the arsenal of any direct-to-consumer marketer. It is possible for influencers to inflict significant harm to their audiences by endorsing questionable businesses. This is due to the fact that the endorsing influencer is able to more precisely target their audience than they would be if they advertised through traditional advertising channels. Apple markets the iPhone to youngsters, young creatives, and white-collar professionals, three demographics that the young hip crowd has little interest in targeting with their marketing efforts. If a company's marketing targets the incorrect demographic with the incorrect message, when the company takes a more aggressive stance on a contentious issue, things might go tragically wrong. The Best a Man Can Be advertising campaign that was run by Procter & Gamble was met with disapproval by the consumers, who were intended to be its target demographic. On the other hand, the campaign was lauded by those who were not interested in purchasing men's grooming goods. The article about Bud Light would have quickly gained widespread attention and generated sales among the population that is supportive of influencers. Companies take stances on contentious subjects in order to strengthen their brands and get a greater number of customers. Some businesses go so far as to modify their whole company offering in order to appeal to a certain section of the market. This entails modifying not just their marketing methods, but also their employment procedures and the products and services they offer. Disney is regularly criticized for putting a significant priority on progressive message in its films and television series, as well as for casting actors and actresses based on race or identity. This criticism is directed against both Disney's casting practices and the content of their films and shows. It is a fallacy to believe that a corporation with more than 188,000 personnel can constantly maintain a unified front on issues. The entertainment industry is known for its forward-thinking culture, and studio executives are able to accept responsibility for poor choices. One of the firm's founders, Rush, took the decision to exclusively recruit young, free-thinking engineers after the recent sad tragedy of the Ocean Gate Company and their Titan submarine exposed some poor corporate decisions made by the corporation. This organization, along with others such as FTX Theranos and WebWork, desired staff who were easy to hire for a low wage, willing to put in long hours, and didn't have the knowledge or expertise to identify areas of improvement. If you feel that Disney adjusted its product offerings to be more socially progressive at the price of quality, betting against these corporations might be risky due to the fact that markets can remain irrational for longer periods of time than you can remain financially sustainable. Confirmation bias is used to an advantage by businesses, which seek for evidence that contradicts their hypothesis on purpose in order to gain a competitive edge. All three of the following, a paper by the Chartered Institute of Marketing, an article by Rolling Stone, and a survey of ESG-listed firms have all discovered different approaches to counteract confirmation bias. While Chick-fil-A is transparent about its conservative ideals, the firm continues to beat the average for its sector despite the fact that it was bought by Keurig in 2018. For $18.7 billion, United Airlines intended to recruit 50% women and people of color, and Keurig acquired Dr. Pepper Snapple, disregarding cringy corporate messaging and concentrating instead on long-term patterns. Has been demonstrated to be a wager that is worth placing, but there is one more thing you should take into consideration, and that is disregarding the performance of corporations who never even try to be the good guys. As we conclude this thought-provoking video, we are left with a nuanced understanding of the relationship between business practices, social activism, and financial performance. While there may be cases where businesses have faced challenges or backlash due to their woke stances, it is crucial to recognize that success or failure cannot be solely attributed to a company's social consciousness. Many factors, including market dynamics, product quality, and effective execution, play a significant role in a company's financial performance. Furthermore, in an era where consumers are increasingly concerned about social and environmental issues, businesses that align their values with those of their target audience can often benefit from a positive brand image and customer loyalty. Stay tuned to the Financial Fortune channel for more in-depth discussions on the evolving landscape of business practices and the role of social responsibility in financial success. Remember, the relationship between business and social consciousness is complex, and navigating it requires careful consideration and strategic decision-making. Until next time, may your business endeavors be both financially prosperous and socially impactful.
Mad Dash opening bell 7 minutes from now. Anheuser-Busch, the stock has been taking it a bit.
Yes.
Of course, we've talked a great deal about Bud Light,
Right.
and the boycott. It's had a real impact. Obviously, not the #1 beer in the United States any longer.
Now, Deutsche Bank has a very interesting piece out today. They see the current headwinds reflected in the share price. They think that they recommend the stock. But listen to this. We upgrade buy from hold, as we believe the recent underperformance implies a permanent reduction in their business, but it's still time to buy. And a permanent reduction is really rather extraordinary. I mean,
In other words, Bud Light's never coming back to the preeminence that it has
I
had.
think Molson has done a great job with Miller. I also think my Chapel Trust owns Constellation. They report next week. The stock does not act well, given how well Modelo is supposed to be doing. That's the #1 brand.
Modelo's #1. Constellation owns it. Thanks, of course, to antitrust when Anheuser-Busch bought Modelo but had to divest the distribution rights in the United States.
Exactly right. Yeah, and that made Constellation into one of the largest beer companies on earth. They were not considered that much of a big
they were more like wine and spirits.
Right? They have like wine, that terrific New York wine that everybody grew up and raised so much. But not Flint, Michigan. They never expanded there. That's where the champagne capital of the world is, Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
But anyway, Constellation I like more. But I think it's really interesting that they say it's not going to fade. The
but they like it, though. They say that it's washed out here, right? So
yes, and what I do like about it is enough. I mean, it should be in the past, but that's just
the culture wars take a toll. Whether it's Anheuser-Busch, whether it's Target. Obviously, we've seen Disney stock price, but certainly it's been an issue.
That stock price is being boycotted by buyers.
Yeah, but not because anything having to do with Florida and DeSantis.
Everything's not going right.
Everything?
No, the movies aren't that good.